Welcome. The highlights of the final day's play of this Test match between Australia and England in Adelaide. Could be a great day coming up. A lot of exciting cricket yesterday, and today promises a great deal. This is the match summary so far. First of all, England 353, and they stand at 6 for 220 coming into this last day. Philip de Freitas is 20 not out, and John Crawley is 49, playing pretty well. And I thought Graham Thorpe was magnificent yesterday. Lovely innings for 83. Australia 419, Greg Blewett a debut century, 102 not out, Ian Healy 74, Taylor and Slater good performance at the top of the order, and England lead by 154 runs with 4 wickets in hand. Good conditions here at the Adelaide Oval for the final day, and we join it now in the second over. Craig McDermott is the bowler, John Crawley is taking strike. In the commentary box, Tony Greig and Greg Chappell.
One zip into the gap, so that's his 50, that's well played. Crawley coming back for the second. That's England's third 50 in this match, and a very good one for Crawley in trying circumstances. That one's on leg stump. He didn't get that one away off the bat, I don't think. Probably just nicked the pad, and he's fallen over, and whoa, he's got to get back to the other end. Had that throw been down the other end, he would have been gone. Well, he's a bit of a cart horse in the field, but this was really... He just stumbled over his feet. Let's have another look at it.
For a young man, John Crawley isn't the most athletic I've seen. He was really doing the right thing there and trying to get back for 2, but he slipped as he turned, or as he tried to take off on turning.
Shane Warne again. And that's well played. Short, and he's onto it in a flash. Right off the meat of the bat, straight to mid-wicket for 4. So 3 boundaries now in that area.
Crawley's been very aggressive. That's the way I think he should play. If the ball's there to be hit, hit it.
Bit unusual. Click. Well, you give it a big tug. Yeah. This wouldn't be the place to have that sort of thing go wrong, would it? Outfield looking superb. Warne to continue. That's a short delivery, and de Freitas just getting back and smacking that one to mid-wicket as well. So that brings up the 50 partnership between these two. Change the attack now. He's going to give Fleming a go. Warne is being taken out of the attack. Well, that's well played. He's got that one over the infield. Running down towards the boundary, and will it make it? Whoops! Just dragged back. Slater did very well there.
3 boundaries from 64 balls.
Oh, he's hit that one beautifully. That's gone flying away down towards the extra cover boundary. Lovely cover drive. It just drifted in a little bit, but Crawley caressed it through the offside. 9 runs from that over. 6 down for 249.
So that's just 2 slips and a go in, so Taylor not over-attacking, no bat pad for Craig McDermott. Oops, over the top, that's going a long way. That's a big 6. Well, he's picked it up as clean as a whistle. De Freitas, superb stroke.
Phil de Freitas is certainly no mug with the bat. He can score a lot of runs. He's going to need to. It's 6 runs off the over, 6 for 262.
As Mark Waugh comes into the attack, so either McDermott's not fit or maybe it's a change of ends. He's out. He's got another one. Can you believe that? He's gone for the pull shot. Mark Waugh won't drop this. So that's the end of Crawley. A good move by Mark Taylor. And unfortunately, the turning out a poor shot there by Crawley. Just at the wrong time for England, but full points to Mark Waugh.
And full points to Mark Taylor. He realised he needed someone to come on and break the partnership. And Mark Waugh, as we mentioned, he'll try all sorts. This time the bouncer outside off stump. Crawley lulled into a false sense of security, thought he could whip it away, only succeeded in hitting it straight up in the air. Mark Waugh takes an easy catch. So John Crawley out after a very good innings. England 7 for 270.
Angus Fraser makes his way to the wicket here in the Adelaide Oval. He's at the non-striker's end because they ran through de Freitas and strike. He's gone over the top. Well, he's not hanging back. He's pulled him over mid-wicket. It's going out towards the wrong boundary. They have to run hard. Angus Fraser won't come back for 4, so at 3. So a wicket and 3 runs in this over. So De Freitas on 49. There's 2 men in the deep for the hook shot. He's got away. There's 2 men down there. He split them. Can you believe that? Pins up his 50. He's 4th in Test cricket and a great one for England. Will De Freitas moves to 53.
Yeah, very well played by Philip De Freitas. The crowd here really appreciative. He's just come out and played his strokes, taken the Australian attack on, and is having a lot of success at the moment.
He's gone for it. There's a man down there, Fleming, and he's not going to get it. Wow, this is action at its best, isn't it? The lower order bowler who bats a bit, taking on the might of Australia. It's gone again. It's time Slater coming around, not going to get to it either. Oh, this is magnificent stuff from De Freitas. Very valuable runs for England, and maybe giving them some time to bowl Australia out if they're good enough. Oops, in the air, wide of cover. It's going to go all the way again. What a good over for England. Equals his highest score in Test cricket, but it's the way he's doing it. Superb batting.
We'll not see better entertainment. The crowd now all standing when he hits a 4. They want to see him go on.
It's gone again. There's Slater going around. It's going to be 6, is it? No. Bounces over the fence again. What an over for England. McDermott getting some hammer here. His highest score in Test cricket. 4-4 so far in this over. Slater's been moved to square leg. He's gone again. There's Slater coming around. Will he get him? He could catch. That's 6. What a ripper. Over the top she goes. Oh, what an over for England. They're raced to 303, a massive 6. 22 off the over. A magnificent effort by De Freitas. 7 for 305.
.87 to De Freitas, 5 to Fraser. Fraser was the man who played such an important role with Darren Gough at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Really has a chance now of a Test century, his first one, and it'll get a very loud cheer, I can assure you, here at the Adelaide Oval, because they love aggressive cricket. Oh, Angus has even brought out the hook shot. He could be out, and McDermott's caught him. So once again, Mark Waugh strikes with a short pitch delivery, his 4th victim.
Well, I think Angus got carried away there, Angus Fraser. He saw Phil De Freitas whopping the ball all over the place. It's not basically his natural way, Angus. He's a steady player, hangs around a long time, but he's got into the positive frame of mind that he's seen Phil De Freitas at the other end employing, and it's been his downfall. Nice catch in the end, but it was up a long time. And he's left England now 8 for 317.
So Devon Malcolm comes in at number 10. He's got De Freitas sitting on 88. Fortunately for De Freitas, he's on strike. Big shout from Ian Healy, and he's gone. So the ployers work for Mark Waugh, and 5 wickets to Mark Waugh. Must have just been a faint touch, and that is sad, because he really did deserve a Test century, Phil De Freitas. It's been a marvellous innings.
Yes, he did, Ian. He did deserve the century. On his mind must have been the fact that Devon Malcolm's joined him and Tufnell to come. They're not noted as lasting too long at the wicket. Usually they get rolled over pretty smartly, so he had to refuse to take a single, try for the boundaries, and it was a superb knock. Absolutely superb. Standing ovation, fully justified, fully earned. He's really changed the nature of the morning's play in England's favour, leaving them now 9 for 317. The chance of victory is there for England, even though it's not an easy chance, but 2-1 or 3-0, and he's hit it.
And he's going for him. He's hit that a mile. That's gone right out of the ground. Someone will have to retrieve that, I think, in the Cresswell Gardens. In fact, it's just been tossed back to spectator now. He's taken the catch, and back she comes. That's an almighty hit.
Good on you, Devon. I think that's right. Get what you can, and then get Australia into bat. I'm sure that's the right way.
And he's clonked that one into the gap, just over Slater's head. Well hit.
Yes, it looks pretty clear that Devon Malcolm's got his instructions from Michael Atherton.
There's the predictable flipper. Not quite so easy to slog that. So Tuffers has now got the job of hanging about. I don't think he will have got the instructions to slog. Big shout there, and umpire Parker has given Phil Tufnell a duck for Phil Tufnell, and the lead for England is 262. So 263 needed for victory.
ESPN Classic is proud to present the definitive guide to the best, the fastest, the longest, the sexiest that sport can offer. A brand new series from the people who brought you 50 greatest sportsmen we love to hate. Hall of Fame. Mondays at 10:30, only on ESPN Classic.
Love film?
Oh, I live it. Love it.
Want an easy way to rent DVDs?
Why not?
From just $3.91 a month?
Hello, early retirement.
Choose from over 65,000 titles online.
Wow.
We send them, you watch them, then mail them back to us when you're finished. It's that simple.
That's good.
Even the postage is free.
Awesome.
And there's no late fees.
Full stop.
For your 2-week free trial, go to lovefilm.com.
It's the next time I'll put on my costume when I get to the party sub. However you feel, whatever you want. We've got a sub for that.
We never lose focus on providing outstanding quality, safety, performance, and innovation. But above all, we never lose focus on putting all our knowledge into every single tire. Bridgestone, passion for excellence.
Joy. That's who we answer to. Joy is youthful. Joy inspires works of art. It is collectible and shapes the future. Joy has a fan club. It's contagious, and it can even be counted. Joy is efficient, dynamic, and unstoppable. We realized a long time ago that what you make people feel is just as important as what you make. And at BMW, we don't just make cars, we make joy.
Beautiful attacking play there from England. They carried the attack to the Australians this morning. Eventually, the Australians got through, but this is the way the card looked at the end, and it was dynamic stuff. Philip de Freitas, 88. Tremendous performance there. 88, and he faced just 95 balls, and the partnership with Crawley was 89, and it just set the Australians back on their heels a bit. Fraser and de Freitas put on 47, and Fraser made only 5. The bowling figures, that's the way it looked for the Australians. McDermott 2 for 96 from 27 overs and 5 maidens. A wicket for Fleming, just a bit of a problem there for him with his hamstring. Shane Warne 30.5 overs, 9 maidens and 2 for 82. And Mark Waugh, that'll be a big one for the selectors as they're looking towards the Caribbean. 14 overs, 4 maidens and 5 for 40. Well, we join play now in the Australian second innings, the last one of this match. It's in the second over, no wicket for 3. The bowler coming in is Fraser, and Mark Taylor is taking strike. Your commentators, Tony Gregg, and I'm alongside him. There's some head shaking out there. Even the phlegmatic Fraser will be nodding away, I suspect.
Yes, that was very close. They've got 2 slips, then a widest 3rd slip in position, and this went to around about 4th slip.
Lovely stroke. There are all sorts of good strokes in this game, but the back foot cover drive requires a tremendous amount of precision and timing. The run rate required is 4.11, and the current run rate for Taylor and Slater is 2.28.
Yes, it's Devon Malcolm from the city end. It's bowled. It was a beauty. That really was a rip. That was Ian Chappell was talking about, the one at the throat. Very quick and lifting, and Taylor was lucky that didn't fly to one of the slip cordon.
He did pretty well to get it to ground so quickly, Mark Taylor. He did it by getting the bottom hand off the bat.
8 overs minimum to be bowled, 246 required, but they have 10 wickets in hand. It's Devon Malcolm once again. Taylor gone! Yes, well caught and swept. That's good bowling. Good lively bowling from Devon Malcolm, and a very sharp catch.
Yes, we've seen Mark Taylor play this shot a few times. It's probably a delivery that's not quite short enough to cut, and he sort of plays a half-cut, half-square drive shot. Saw it a few times against the West Indies. Devon Malcolm has taken advantage of that one. You see, it's not really the horizontal bat shot. And a good catch by Thorpe. Thorpe and Atherton have caught well so far in this game, and that's exactly what England have to do if they're to pull off a good victory here. Mark Taylor is gone. It's 1 for 17.
David Boone, the number 3 for Australia, with a wonderful record. Only 7,000 test runs, an average of 45.63. He's on a tear. And he's out, is he? Oh, dear. That hit the bat or not? Some woody sound. Boone almost standing at attention. The ball popped up. They were charging from everywhere.
David Boone at the last minute trying to pull out. And it's come off the handle of the bat. Probably a little bit of the glove as well.
He's gone for it. No ball called. It's 4. No, Boone off the mark.
And this is a good confrontation. David Boone showing that he'll take up the challenge. And you've got to feel that Atherton has given some impetus to this aggression.
It's gone. Yes, that's out. Boone's gone for 4. All of a sudden, Australia 2 for 22.
Well, it was Mark Waugh from that end who got a few wickets with the short pitch deliveries. Angus Fraser, that's not generally his style, but I think he's just clipped the glove of David Boone. Boone attempting to get that one away. It's either got a bit of glove or a bit of bat. Steve Rhodes is there. So England really in with a sniff now. Australia at 2 for 22.
Mark Waugh, magnificent cricketer, 540 with the ball. He's gone for it. It's in the air. Tufnell. Tufnell. Yes! Tufnell! Very good catch. My word, it was. Slater's gone for the hook shot. That was very well caught.
Yes, he's becoming an outfield specialist, Phil Tufnell. He judged that well, and you ought to have seen the Barmy Army behind him. They came running down the hill once he took the catch. Absolutely over the moon they were. And I'll tell you what, Phil Tufnell's pretty happy about it himself. And that's a good bouncer, just over the off stump. It's caught the top edge. Tufnell's have to cover about 20 metres, and the work that he's done on his fielding has paid off. Devon Malcolm's got 2, Fraser's got 1, and England have a chance at 3 for 22.
Very good catch by Tufnell. Steve Warren strike to Devon Malcolm now. Oh, big shout! He's bowled him. What a ripper! Straight through him. Sheer pace from Devon Malcolm. What a performance by England.
That was a roaster. That's the sort of delivery you don't want to get as a batsman first up. So Devon Malcolm, the swap to the river end has really paid off. And England, you've got to hand it to them. They've come out positive today. Everything they've done has been positive. And that was just straight through him with pace. He was the ball was crashing into off stump as the bat was coming down. A duck for Steve Waugh. He was keen to get out there, but he's had to leave almost as quickly. It's 4 for 23.
And Greg Burt, it's a great opportunity for him. 102 not out in the first innings. If he can score here this afternoon under this type of pressure, it'll be a great debut for him.
Freitas about to start his over, and that wind, if anything, will just be helping his outswinger. It's well played, lovely cover drive, big gap there, and one should expect that there should be gaps, and Atherton shouldn't worry about this. There's no problem with the Australians scoring a few runs here now. In fact, it's probably better that they do. That's well played too, and that's going to go down to the boundary for 4 as well. Yeah, that just relieves a little bit of pressure. That's the one negative from the fielding captain's point of view. So as we thought, Philip Tufnell's going to be given a go. He's actually got Mark Waugh out a few times, so... Got him, he's get him straight to him, and he's picked it up, and he's given him out. Well, he can't believe it, Waugh. I think Waugh thought that may have hit the ground. Now, I think what may have happened there is that the ball actually hit the toe of the fieldsman and bounced up. Now, that's what the fieldsman's claiming anyhow. Waugh seems to be unhappy about it. This will be a very interesting replay, this one. He played the ball down. First ball from Tufnell it was. The question is, did it hit the ground? Or did it go straight to the foot of the player and then up? So Gadding's in there. He held the ball up. It was a sort of tentative hold up, but well, that's the 5th time Tufnell has got Mark Waugh out. This will tell us the story. Well, I think that hit his instep and went down and then bobbed up. And they hold it. Everyone's running around there, so I think Mark Waugh, just looking at that first replay from side on, is a little bit unlucky. He, in fact, couldn't believe it.
Robotic human surrogates combine the durability of a machine with the grace and beauty of the human body. With most people living their lives through their surrogate selves, our world has become a safer place. Take a seat in your stim chair, and just with the power of your mind, you can control your surrogate and send it out into the real world.
Through surrogate technology, our world has achieved perfection. But perfection has a price.
I want to know how an operator can be killed by signals from a surrogate. The public cannot get the idea that using a surrogate can be fatal.
Get offline right away. I think something's going to happen to the surrogate.
It's different when you actually feel the pain.
We can change the world and now you want to destroy it?
Surrogates.
What happens now? Now it's up to you.
We're proud to present Zurich Connect. At last, car insurance that gives you a great price and still delivers when it really matters. What was all that about?
Cue camera. To celebrate our launch, we guarantee to beat any renewal quote when you buy before the 1st of January.
Impressive.
Thank you.
Let's see if you're as handy with a mop.
If you'd like us to beat your car insurance renewal quote, call now or go online. Zurich Connect.
A little price.
A lot of cover.
Meet the Bradshaws. They visited uswitch.com to compare prices. This saved them an amazing £425 on their gas and electricity bills. The Bradshaws told their neighbours, the Hipwells, about the saving. The Hipwells told their neighbours, the Hiranis. And the Hiranis told Mr. Bentley at number 6. Now the whole cul-de-sac is happy thanks to uswitch.com. Except for Mr. Bentley, who never listens and hasn't smiled since 1972. You switch, you save, you smile. Go online and call today to see how much you can save.
It's the Turns Out My Tattoo Means Kick Me in Mandarin sub. However you feel, whatever you want. We've got a sub for that.
Find hundreds of ideas for autumn breaks in England at enjoyengland.com.
Together, we're stronger. With 90 million customers and a prudent approach to banking, Santander is one of the world's strongest and safest banks. Abbey is part of Santander, and you can be too, with a 2-year fixed-rate bond from Abbey with a guaranteed rate of 4.2%. Visit your local branch. Also available at branches of Alliance and Leicester and Bradford and Bingley. We are Santander.
And Ian Healy is the new batsman there. Batting average of 26. Batted very well in the first innings.
Well, that's the betting. There's the odds. Australia at 12s. England 7 to 10.
He's got that one away nicely, and that'll go all the way along the ground into the fence for 4. Lovely shot.
Going to be Chris Lewis. The Cathedral ends. Bit of a surprise, really. I thought Angus Fraser might have had an over 2 before the tea break. Nick, he's got him! Yes, beautiful bowling, a good change, and Brewitt's gone. Australia 6 for 75.
Pressure. That's the name of the game. The ball didn't do too much. Just change the bowlers round, make it difficult for the batsmen, and Brewitt succumbed. The first ball, it's in the corridor, just left him a tiny touch, nothing special, neat catch, but a ball that you would normally expect to play, but it's the nature of the game that gets the players. Pressure, pressure, and England really on top. Australia in big difficulties, 6 for 75.
Shane Warne taking guard. Whoops, he gets almost a leading edge. No ball called. Angus Fraser, the fieldsman. Bowls a lot of no balls, Chris Lewis. Overstepping the front line.
If he pitches it up, I think he's going to cause them problems.
Big shout. He's got even him out. And Shane Warne's out, LBW to Chris Lewis. And that was a strange way of giving him. He must have his mark in that hand as well, umpire Venkat.
Well, Chris Lewis here very cleverly went wide of the crease. Look how wide he is on the crease. And does the ball hold? Yes, it does, and that's out.
And they're now 7 for 83. Top scorer, Mark Waugh on 24.
That's Lewis to McDermott. 3 slips and a gully. Edged and gone. Well caught. Steve Rhodes has got it. And just in case Craig McDermott didn't know where the pavilion was here at the Adelaide Oval, Chris Lewis has pointed him in the direction. Good bowling.
Yes, very good bowling. As you've already said, Ian, he's done the work around the off stump through this innings. He's bowled very well, got a little bit of movement all the time. This time, the movement in the air. The footwork perhaps not quite as good as it could have been. The outside edge, and Steve Rhodes has done the rest. And it's just over there, old son. McDermott fails to score. Australia 8 for 83.
Damien Fleming got all his runs in one dig. That's pretty well hit. And Damien Fleming off the mark with the boundary. It's 8 for 93.
He bangs and he goes for it and he clears him. Well, he had him back there in the previous over. This time he goes over the top of that man. So Fleming prepared to play the hook shot. Healy on 48. Fleming on 21. Nick, oh, it goes through on the ground. He gets off strike. That's a bad miss, allowing Healy to pick up 3 here. Picks up the 150, so Fleming away from the striker's end. Adelaide Oval, everybody very quiet. Fleming and Healy doing a magnificent job for Australia. 2 men out for the pull shot, so Lewis is going to try maybe to give Fleming a bouncer. Big shout, got him! Just what needed. Went for the pull shot. Umpire Venkat had no hesitation in judging Fleming LBW. The first time he's played across the line for ages, and Lewis strikes again for England.
It was actually very well bowled. It may not have got up quite as much as Lewis expected, but he got it from wide on the bowling crease, and it has kept quite low, and it would have struck middle stump about 6 inches from the top. Lewis has done it. He's got through, he's broken through, and now the Australians 9 for 152. Great effort from Damien Fleming. Leg spinner Peter McIntyre in a new role out there. He's there as the batsman who has to stay with Ian Healy.
Well, Lewis, what a wonderful day for him. The change there, Healy drives it through. They'll take 2. Well, what will Atherton do? This is 8 overs to go. 50 to Healy, that's a magnificent knock. Having a great test match.
6 overs remaining here at the Adelaide Oval. Now Devon Malcolm is back on.
You must keep Peter McIntyre on strike. He's put a mid on in Tufnell, a mid off Angus Fraser. So here's Devon Malcolm from the city end. Can he win the match for England? McIntyre on strike. Big shout. He's given it all over. England win. A magnificent victory for England. They really deserve that. Good captaincy by Michael Atherton. The Barmy Army runs onto the ground, and Test cricket is alive and well. England hit back hard at the Adelaide Oval. Superb cricket.
That's a wonderful performance from England. They got themselves into attacking mode today, and it made all the difference. When they've been defensive in this series, they've got into awful trouble against the Australians today. They had them 8 for 83 at one stage when McDermott went. There was that excellent partnership of 69 between Healy and Fleming, and then the last wicket McIntyre fell to Devon Malcolm. 156, a big win for England, and the series now stands at 2-1. The man of the match, Philip de Freitas, he played that wonderful knock of 88 here this morning and set up the victory for England. A good performance from him all the way through the game. For the moment, it's goodbye from the Adelaide Oval. We have had a wonderful test match here. Brilliant stuff all the way through.
This has been another presentation from Nine's Wide World of Sports. You're watching